No whiskey needed this time around, though that's completely up to you.
What would y'all like to have?
Hey, I want some hard whiskey.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. And today we're jumping into r/NeckbeardStories. Actually, these both come from my personal subreddit r/ReddX reads. Yes, it is our good friend RoamingRivers returning to the ring. He wrote the Three Beards saga, which was pretty awesome, had a little twist ending. Then he wrote the Booger Beard saga, which I ended up feeling bad for the Neckbeard in that one, which was interesting. That doesn't happen very often. And then we've got two more sagas. He's coming up with a lot of one-offs. One of these was like too short, so I waited on it, but now we've got another story to pair with it. So today we got a little twofer from my good friend, and I love his writing style. He's got an interesting perspective and point of view and everything like that. Always packs in them life lessons, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. So without any further delay, let's go ahead, get those plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this NeckbeardStories cringe. You know what's not on that disclaimer thing? My podcast. You should go check out my podcast. Anyways, Neckbeard breaking windows. A tale from retail. Oh boy. It's like tales from retail crossed over with NeckbeardStories. It's just a beautiful thing. You gotta love that. Hello, ReddX. Hi, RoamingRivers. Glad to see that these tales from my life, even the somewhat depressing ones, such as Booger Beard, are able to bring laughs and joy for all of you fellow cringe addicts who follow this channel. Yes, indeed. You gotta shoot me up daily. Delicious cringe that we all cannot do without. And thank you for providing. Now, I will be bringing you a short, one-shot tale of a highly aggressive beard that I had to briefly deal with during my days in retail. All you gotta say is retail and my heart goes out to you. You're a stronger man than me. Couldn't do it. So feel free to pour yourself a drink. Coffee will suffice. No whiskey needed this time around, though that's completely up to you.
What would y'all like to have?
Hey, I want some hard whiskey.
Yeah, we go drink whiskey, why not? Please take a seat and enjoy this short tale of Window Breaker. Better window breaker than window liquor, huh? Unless you talk about the song. That song's pretty fucking good. Now, by this time, I had been out of that sober house for a few years and had managed to stay employed for a period of more than 6 months. Whiskey Beard, admittedly, was not the best at holding down a job. Whiskey Beard is like OP's alter ego for the uninitiated. I guess spoilers too from the Three Beard saga. I'd been working at a movie theater for about 2 years as of the time of this tale. A movie theater ain't too bad. There are definitely worse retail jobs, I think. Now at this movie theater, we had all manner of folks moseying on through on a near daily basis. We had a few neckbeards, though we also had some Karens and Kevins and really all manner of unpleasant people causing chaos, which only got worse during premiere weekends. Oh yeah, we gotta go see that new Marvel movie. That's right. Though, as an adrenaline junkie with the misanthropic view of the public that comes with long-term retail employee, as well as coworkers that felt like family, it was a job that I really enjoyed for those 3+ years that I worked there. Plus, I'm a sucker for pain, not gonna lie. Don't you also get like free movies or something like that? That seems like a pretty sweet gig, especially if you enjoy movies, which I do. Now on to the star of the show, Window Breaker. WB for short. Uh-oh, that brings back some Wheezy Beard vibes. But I'm sure he's not gonna be that bad. All he did was break a window instead of breaking a young woman's hopes and dreams. Jesus, it's getting dark already. You right. Trigger warning for racism, destruction of property, Karen-like behavior, and a perpetually angry neckbeard on top of all that. So yeah, some booze might be needed after all. I'm way ahead of you, buddy. Holy shit. You see, Windowbreaker would be considered a mature neckbeard, though he did not look like your typical neckbeard. He was overweight and looked to have been somewhere in his 50s. He was well-groomed with neatly cut blonde hair, clean-shaven. He looked like he saw a doctor on at least a semi-regular basis, and he had neat, albeit slightly yellow teeth. He had always dressed like he just came from a country or yacht or golf club, wearing golf shirts and khaki boat shorts, while alternating between slip-on boat shoes and sandals. Yeah, those slip-on boat shoes, I think you call them docksiders if you want to be fancy.
Oh man, we got the Thomas Jefferson 76s.
He smelled like liquor a few times, though he didn't appear to be heavily intoxicated. He was a frequent customer from the 2 weeks that we had to deal with him, coming to see movies every single day. Yes, because he has nothing better to do. When he's away from the boat club, I'll go mingle with the help. Onto his behavior. He had this look in his eye that never sat right with me, as if he had this low, burning rage at everyone around him and was going to explode at a moment's notice. No, I can't believe I have to be out here with the shit munchers, man. Why do you sound like Mr. Magoo? He was aggressive with the staff, even for simple tasks like a transaction at concessions, and he would openly shout at other customers who were making noise in the theater. He would not, go find a manager. He would literally shout people, usually high schoolers, into silence. Yeah, big tough guy. Picking on the high school kids when you're fucking 50. When staff did talk to him, he openly complained about how filthy the theater was, and about kids these days, before usually beginning to shout about how immigrants are ruining this country. There it is. Oh boy. Hoity-toity, upper class think you're too good for anybody? I mean, upper class in money, but like the lowest class in attitude. And yeah, so that was usually the cue to disengage, as there was that odd certainty about just what this preppy-looking lunatic was capable of. I mean, I wouldn't expect all that much from him, aside from, some seething rage, but better safe than sorry. I do agree with that, OP. You ain't at this movie theater to get stabbed by some fucking yuppie weirdo. Soon we found out, oh boy, onto the incident as to how Windowbreaker got his name. One late evening, he, Windowbreaker, came around to the theater as we were closing up for the night, trying to get into the building. One of the managers, who I will call Boxer, because he was training to be a professional boxer at this time, oh shit, told him that they were closed for the night. So Windowbreaker kicked the door's window pane so hard whilst they're wearing them docksiders that the glass shattered, only to be held in place by the plastic safety film. When Boxer opened the door to curse him out, Windowbreaker took off running at a surprisingly fast speed, cursing out how he, Windowbreaker, was going to call the cops. To add clarity, Boxer was African American, so it would not be a far off bet to say that this comment had a racial motivation. If this was just a one-off, I would say I wouldn't go that far, but we do know what this guy's like. I think everything in his life has a racial motivation. Boxer, being the otherwise chill person that he was, at least out of the boxing ring that is, decided not to push to have him banned, as he said that he didn't have time for idiots like Windowbreaker. Oh boy, so you're gonna see him again. A week later, Windowbreaker was back, this time during a premiere weekend. Windowbreaker was loudly cursing out the ticket seller, claiming that the person in line was taking too long, and how immigrants like you are the reason my kids don't work. No, I'm pretty sure they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and that's why your kids don't work. It's great to have money, it's great to provide for your kids, but there are limits, all right? You need to make sure that they learn those hardy life lessons. Also, the girl working the ticket counter was Puerto Rican. So yeah, not really an immigrant, since Puerto Rico is in fact a territory, similar to Guam and a bunch of places that I can't remember right now. But I do remember from my days in the Navy. If I thought on it hard enough, then I could probably recall, but it ain't that important. She called it in, and our manager that night, a big chill black dude that I'll call Death Stare. You can't call a chill dude Death Stare. That's like a non-chill name. He walked out of the manager's office and told Windowbreaker to, in no uncertain terms, get the fuck out of my theater. Which Windowbreaker complied to pretty quickly, terrified of Death Stare's signature Death Stare. Oh, that's why you call him Death Stare. As he ran out of the building, Windowbreaker slammed the door in such a rage that the glass from not one, but two of the several doors shattered. Bro, somebody charge this man. What is happening here? People are just like, yeah, I don't know. He comes in here and breaks stuff. He's got money for nice clothes and fucking boat shoes. If he has a boat, he can afford to pay for a window. I'll tell you that. It was after this that Death Stare called the cops. Oh, hallelujah. And after all parties involved gave their statements, Windowbreaker was banned from the theater. I think I called him Windowbeard. It's the same thing. After this, we never saw him again. Though many theories circulated among the management and staff as to what this lunatic's issue was, we generally agreed that he came from a lot of money, probably had some severe issues going on in his brain, and that someone, like a family member, told him not to go back to the theater after they had caught wind of his actions. All in all, I hope to never see him again. Seeing him again is highly unreal. I mean, let's be real. It is a big world, though a part of me does hope that he gets the help that he clearly needs. With that, I hope this hit of all too addictive cringe hit the spot for y'all. Oh, nummy numb. If you'd like to hear more stories about Kevins and Karens and neckbeards that I had to deal with, as well as the few that I worked with during my years in retail, feel free to comment below. Oh, you know I'm into it, baby. I got a need, a hunger, a hankering, if you will, for some more of that cringe. So we're gonna do a second story. I don't know what else I could really say about Windowbreaker. He is definitely a weird dude, probably mentally ill. I mean, I don't want to try and make excuses for him. He could just be a shitty person that's harboring a lot of ill thoughts. But yeah, he breaks a window and then comes back a week later to continue his racist rants. It seems like something that a mentally ill person might do. And maybe he doesn't come from all that much money because he's still going to the movie theater. Like, if I was that rich and I liked movies, I'd build a movie theater in my house. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty dumb. But dumb is kind of what happens in retail. Just every day you go in, you know you're going to deal with some dumb shit. And I thank you for sharing your stories with us, OP. And this episode is a little short, so I'm going to stick that second hit of cringe right in my mouth hole or wherever it goes. Artery, vein, whatever. And we're going to see how it goes. So let's jump into it. A lazy neckbeard and two Kevins. Combo pack. Another tale from retail. Oh, it's good I packed these together. I didn't realize they're probably from the same theater, right? I don't want to assume too much because I'm always wrong. So let's read on. Hello, ReddX. Welcome back, RoamingRivers. I got the storytelling itch again. Ooh, honestly, it does wonders as a stress reliever. So today I will be sharing with you and my fellow subscribers a short tale of a small crew composed of a neckbeard and two Kevins that I had the displeasure of working with. Oh, what a combo pack indeed. I thought you just had to deal with them in passing, but working with them is a bit nastier. This tale is about the depths of their shenanigans, complete lack of common sense, their never-ending quest to avoid work, as well as the frustrations of working with well, actually more accurately, babysitting those 3 nitwits for just shy of 6 months. This tale takes place during my days of working in a movie theater. Hey! A job that I rather enjoyed for over 3 years. So I was right, at least about that. 1 point for ReddX. Hooray! So what do you think happened with this Neckbeard and 2 Kevins? They swept up the popcorn and the Neckbeard started eating it, and the 2 Kevins poured it back into like the popcorn containers to try and resell it. That's where my money's going, but again, I'm almost always wrong. Let's see! This is more of an experimental intro to try and flesh out the cast, as well as a few stories to see if this drums up any interest before I put out even more stories. I'm gonna stop you right there. Please, give us more stories. All right, thanks. Names, locations, and finer details have been kept as vague as possible in order to protect all parties involved. Also, before I proceed any further, I do not take issue with the herb as a substance, though I have not smoked in years. Please don't call it the herb, OP. You're gonna age yourself like 2 decades in no time at all. We just call it weed. I mean, some people call it dope too, but usually that's referring to like, you know, smack or something like that. It's just heroin. That's what smack and dope is. I'm not gonna say too much further because YouTube's gonna be like, hey, you talk about drugs too much over there. So let's move on. The time that I do take issue is when people's use of it makes them unreliable. In short, some people can smoke and still be functional. Others cannot. It's not about the herb being an issue. It's all about how you use it. And also the strain somewhat a little bit. If you're smoking like a heavy indica, then yeah, you're gonna want to go to sleep somewhere. If you're smoking a sativa, then you get all creative and uppity. I was a sativa kind of guy, but it's really hard to find a good sativa. Fuck, I'm doing it again. No more drugs. No more drugs. Much like the tale of the 3 beards, this is more a collection of incidents rather than a linear timeline about the various incidents and frustrations around these 3 morons. And now let's introduce the cast. OP, RoamingRivers, still keeping that good boy hat on, good boy, and living that clean, sober life for a few years by the time of this tale. Proud of you. Hardworking employee at the theater, maybe takes his job a little too seriously, often tasked with training new employees in the cleaning and restocking departments. See, cleaning and restocking, it sounds so simple. What do you need to clean? Popcorn off the floor. What do you need to restock? Candy. Toilet paper. The movie. We need more movie. Somebody come bring me more movie. I don't know if that's going to be funny to anybody but me. We have Delibeard. Uh-oh. Is he related to Delibird, the Pokemon? No? Anybody? He's DB for short. A stoner in his early 30s. He had a thick beard that looked more like a mass of pubic hair. His mouth hung open in a manner that made it shocking that he didn't just drool uncontrollably, because cottonmouth. And he spoke with the vocabulary of an early 2000s middle school student. Oh, like, whatever. A 9th grade high school dropout, he spoke about this with pride, saying, school is for losers. And he worked part-time at a local deli as an apprentice butcher when he wasn't at the theater. Huge stoner and all around incredibly lazy. Man, you couldn't hire me as a fucking butcher's assistant while I'm stoned. They'd be like, where'd that stack of cold cuts go? I'd be like, I don't know. When really I'm taking my 10-minute break in the back, eating cold cuts off my stomach. To add a little background for DB, his father had come over to the United States back in the 80s and had busted his ass all the way through medical school, going on to become a highly respected private care practitioner in our major metro area. In short, DB's father had achieved what I would call the American dream and had those 5-star reviews online. DB, on the other hand, was the walking, breathing, blubbering example of the saying, the children of giants are often dwarves. I've never heard that saying, but I fucking love it. Yes, indeed. The longer way of saying that is like, strong men create easy times creates weak men create hard times create strong men, so the cycle repeats. But yeah, yours is succinct. I'm lifting that for sure. Kyle 1. Kyle, why do they always talk like this, Kyle? A middle school age kid, and apparently head dealer at the local high school down the street. Casually smoked a dab pen like near constantly and could barely function some days. Was fond of knockoff Gucci clothes and had little to no physical boundaries with women as well as men. More on that later. Uh-oh. Kyle 2. Kyle 1's biggest client, apparently. I'm going to call him Kevin so we don't get it confused. Probably was on much more than just the herb. As the longer I knew him, the guy just seemed to like cognitively decline, as if he was huffing paint on a daily basis. He was on a different planet most of the time at work, sucking on his dab pen like his life depended on it. It was actually a little sad to see. An aspiring drug dealer, though he lacked the common sense to be even near the bottom of the scoring charts, you know, if drug dealing was a video game, his score would be in the negatives. Don't get high on your own supply, that's all I'm saying. So with that out of the way, let's delve into this dysfunctional tale of that bearded cat in the hat, alongside his very own Thing 1 and Thing 2. God damn, now I want a Cat in the Hat Neckbeard parody. You might see it. I'm gonna get it animated on Fiverr. It's gonna be beautiful. 1. Techie laziness. As I had to train these 3 nitwits, I got my first-hand frustrations very early on. Keep in mind, they could do the sweeping and mopping parts of the job, as well as taking out the trash, most of the time. Though when it came to cleaning soda machines, or changing out napkin dispensers, or even getting theater numbers, which is how many people had watched the movie, so we wouldn't be surprised by any messes. And they would just flat out refuse to do this, with Delibeard even saying, "We could just rely on you to do it, man." All in all, they refused to learn these skills, or could possibly lack the attention span to learn such skills. I don't think is that involved, is it? Changing a napkin dispenser? Counting people that go into the theater? They might be dumb, but like a trained monkey could fucking do this. Delibeard even called me up a few times on my days off, asking where I was, saying, he can't work the computer, man, and how he can't do this on his own. And fucking quit. Make my job easier. He had been working at the theater for 2 months when these calls started becoming a thing. When I would ask for management to see if he really needed the help, he would try to make some excuse, after which I would just hang up. The one time he did put a manager on the phone when asked, I came into work voluntarily when asked to by the management. Oh, so don't ask for the managers. They're not trying to fix this boy either. Are you really that hard up for employees at the movie theater that you have to put up with these 3 fucking knuckleheads? Come on, dude. That just seems like a poor business model to me. 2. Selling drugs at work. Oh yeah, saw that one coming. Kyle and Kevin would sell herb at work. At least when Kyle had himself a few customers. I turned a blind eye to this because it honestly wasn't my business. I mean, it kind of is. And I was there to make money, not to be a manager. Yeah, that's fair. Just make sure nobody saw you see him. Make sure nobody knows that you know, and you'll be in the clear. I told Kyle that I didn't smoke when he offered me some, and he seemed to get the message on the first round. Kevin, on the other hand, was a different story. I spent a good 45 minutes trying to explain to Kevin that I don't drink or do drugs, and our conversation went a little something like this, often with repeated levels. Kevin, hey OP, you wanna buy some herb, man? OP, no thanks, I don't smoke. Kevin, but Kyle said you used to smoke. You ever consider smoking again? Everyone does it now. It'll help you relax. OP, not me. Not my thing, Kevin. Kevin, well, you can at least buy some from me. Yes, the pity dealer. What the fuck is this? I gotta make a sale today, please. God damn. Buy from yourself, I guess. OP, why would I buy something that I'm not going to use? Kevin, well, maybe you could keep it in your car or give it away to someone. Please, OP, I need the money. OP, and risk getting in trouble with the cops. No thanks. Kevin, please, no one will know. At that point, I just walked away. Oh, God. That is the worst drug deal I've ever seen. Just begging you to buy it. Please, come on, buy my shit, man. Oh, God. If I ever met a dealer like that, I'd probably try to haggle him down. I'd be like, I can't buy this 8 for 50. I'll give you 20 for the whole thing, and I'll buy it right now. Paycheck begging / weak scam. Dailybeard tried to run a scam for a few weeks before management told him to knock it off. He would try to ask people if he could have their paycheck for the week, and that he would pay them back next week. He managed to pull this on 2 members of staff who had learning disabilities. Fucking scumbag. Took the words right out of my mouth. And unfortunately, management couldn't do anything about this, or at least didn't want to bother with the issue. Some fucking management. I'm paid more to do nothing. When he tried this with me one day, when I was clocking off for the day, I told him to piss off, as I had bills to pay. When he tried to make a case saying that he was good for it, I asked him flat out, insert Uncle Vernon from Harry Potter, British accent, glare, and rage combined. Do I look stupid? This little exchange went on for a few more minutes before I walked away from him as he cussed me out loudly, saying I was a fake-ass nice person. But he actually didn't say nice person. He used a nasty word that starts with N. And he added, you don't know what it's like. Then you really might know what it's like. Then you really might know what it's like. You remember that song? God, that's a good song. He stood there shrieking like a man baby because I wouldn't give him any money. He apparently forgot this entire encounter by my next shift a few days later, or management had a insert Russian accent, talk with him. Come into office, we're going to have a talk. Why do you have hedge trimmers on the table? Which finger you like the least, huh? Honestly, I am not sure what happened even to this day. As long as it stopped, I guess. Finally, management fucking did something. Ugh, so useless. Story 4, box cutter idiocy. This will be our last story for the day. One of the tools we had on the job was safety box cutters. Oh boy. For those unfamiliar with them, they are designed so that the blade is concealed in a flat, mushroom-style head. I'm not... That's too easy. They're designed specifically so there is little to no risk of getting cut, as well as preventing damage to merchandise. After I taught them how to use these, they immediately tried to cut their fingers with them, hoping that they could go home early because they got hurt. Only Kevin managed to cut himself one day with one of these box cutters, and he went to management, of course, to see if he could go home. They gave him a Band-Aid and banned him from using the box cutters. When Kyle was caught trying to cut himself later that week, his box cutter privileges were also taken away. It's like cutting yourself with a pair of safety scissors. How did you even do this? Why? So stupid. But I'd expect nothing less from a couple of Kevins. So with that, I hope I have given you all a hit of that all too addictive cringe. If part 2 is something that you would like to see, feel free to comment below. And with that, peace. Well, I have to admit that I don't know how much any of these 4 people that we talked about today qualify as true through and through neckbeards, but it is fun to read some stories about idiots, I will say that. It seems like, yeah, the neckbeard and the couple of Kevins were just a few burnouts, but that's mostly because we didn't get a whole lot of background info on them, which I guess is difficult because, you know, you work with him. It's not like you went to his house or anything. You didn't go to his house, right? Tell me you didn't go to his fucking house! Holy shit, man. I'm just loving these neckbeard stories. This is what I'm so glad to do for a job, and I'm so glad to have you guys behind me, supporting me the entire way. I am more than happy to deliver cringe on the daily, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these stories. Let me know what you thought in the comments. You could also like or subscribe if you haven't already. That's pretty cool. The real MVP play, though, is like sharing this video around, you know? Get it up on that Facebook or that Twitter or whatever. That would be cool. Speaking of Facebook and Twitter, yeah, I got a couple of thems along with my Discord, so you can come on through. Swing by, say hello. That might be nice. We've also got lots of stuff in the description, podcast playlists, and plugs. Check those out at your leisure as well. And finally, my Patreon and my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. I would like to thank them all as I do every video, so thank you very much. Robert Wiggs, Baronfall Waggy Pants, Jarhead Jerry, Oorah, River Jerry, blah, 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 DSM Kirby, Captain Clown Jerry, Hong Kong, Aaron W, Twisted Child, Cinnamon Susie, Fire Drake, Giggle Jerry, Hey Jerry, Liverson, Silent Revolver, Sergeant Jelly Donut, the Jerry behind the slaughter, oh no, Sundari Jerry, Baka, Magdalene Marshall Thorn Rose, Becca Smith. Hey, that's a new one, isn't it? Thank you so much, Becca. Welcome to the fold. Cherish Kitsune, Jerry Satori, Little Lone Wolf, Vanilla Mel, Roustauer, Princess Jerry, Anunnaki, Asian Persuasion Jerry, yeah, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Grizzly, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, watch out for that guy, Bitch Gremlin, Blameless Fish, Blip Bloop Jerry, Camille Sarah, Commander Jerry Tank, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Aaron Lennox, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, Heathcliff, a pimp named J. Crisp, J.M. Coon, Jerry with a I. Yeah, that is a different Jerry. The original Jerry. Jerry! Jerry is more Jerry than the other Jerrys? Yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. John Hero, Simboofa, because if you're boofing is free. Lady Jerry Nix. Oh my God, she changed it. She changed it! That's a new Jerry. God damn it. Miss Monday, Lexi Loves JoJo, Lord Lionel, Jackets Rule, Melgar the Destroyer, Mint Chip, Mirthful Baker, Mr. Jerry, my boy Nat One Nick, Natari, Nightmare Jerry, Spoopy, Origami Jerry, gotta fold them all, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Sidestep, ReddX's favorite, Marble Jerry, it's like picking between your kids though, Rosemary Miller, Cider Drinker, Serena Dash, Staples, Jerry, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tamago, Tapioca Boogaloo, Tato Ferret, 10-Ton Monster, That Duck Bug, The One True Fusky, Treeberg, Wilmax, yet another different Jerry. True? Zero Blacktail, Jasmine, Kira M, Kitsakin, Redwin, Goose Says Honk, Naga Viper, Saints Blessing, John Indoors, 211 Jerry, a normal Jerry right next to 211 Jerry. It's like we have a conversation through the names every day, and I think that's beautiful. See, it's not combined. Yesterday I said it's combined. Never mind. Go watch the video yesterday. You'll get it. Amara, A-Rock says, Banished Knight, Barbushka's Irradiated Jam, Cake Jerry, the original different Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Yum Yum, Carrot Jerry, good for your eyes, Chris Mesca, Cinnamon Buddy Dog, Crip Jerry's, oh no, Cuban Jerry, Smoke Some With Your Dog, Devon Jerry, Ghost of Alpha, Jerry O. Rivera. God damn it, it gets me every time. Jerry Bean, Yum, Jerry Zilla. I really just break down near the end, don't I? KJW Kajal, Crafty Kitty Cat, The Peachy Jerry, ooh, Life of a Guardian, Little Land Woods, maybe next time, Midnight Sun, Milkfed Gimp, Miss Duchess, or Jerry Cam, Princess Rosalie Jerry, congrats on the marriage, Ghosty Ryga, Raptor Out, Silurian King, Snary, that's Snom Jerry, Spoony the Rogue, Steampunk Ellie, the Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry who is not the original Jerry, and the most different Jerry, maybe, possibly. And of course also, Token Black Jerry. Yep, Token Black Jerry's here too. And promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it is totally science. Go ahead and look it up. That's kind of nice. We book in the whole episode with go ahead and look it up, you know? The catchphrase, it's working. The branding, it's on point. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel in any way that you do, honestly. Whether that's on Patreon or just by watching or sharing a video around, that is super ultra cool. Obviously, I do hope more people will consider signing up on the Patreon, but if you can't do it right now, that ain't no problem. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope you'll come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like, watch some more ReddX. I don't know how that's gonna sound. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I will see you in the next one, and until then, bye-bye.